And we're back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're live, just so you guys know. It's literally going. You can hear
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back with the Tag Your It podcast, and today we got basketball on basketball on basketball. We got March Madness aftermath. We got some of the top players in college basketball. We're going to go over some of the best performances in the March Madness tournament, and we're also going to focus on the NBA playoffs and some award predictions for that as well. To start us off,
Let's go NBA.
we can start off with the NBA.
It's just a strong suit.
Game. Most of all the games kind of cleared up last night. We have the playoff picture right in front of us. One seeds being the Phoenix Suns, with I think like a franchise record in wins
Miami's
this
the
year.
one?
And Miami's the one. They've been a sneaky one seed.
Surprised.
I didn't even know I thought they were like a cool 7.
And then for the play-in tournament, we have the 9th seed Pelicans playing the Spurs, and we have the 7th seed Minnesota Timberwolves playing the recently Paul George just returned the Clippers.
It's not gonna do anything. I mean, I think the Clippers will win, but I mean,
I think
they're
if they
gonna get
make
ran
it
by the Grizzlies.
Okay, but here's the thing. If they win, they'll play the Grizzlies. What if Kawhi's back for that round, though?
See, that CE, it's so hit or miss, because you have to have him on top tier
Like
with the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies are it's crazy stat. Like without Ja, they're 28-3.
Yeah, they have like the best winning record of all time without Ja.
But with Ja, they're 30.
Oh yeah, they're still
10.
ridiculous. They're still ridiculous
They're
with
crazy
Ja.
both ways.
It's just a great team all around.
I just don't think with Kawhi not playing in a very very long time. I just don't think they're.
I think the worst matchup for round one is probably Bucks and Bulls.
Yeah, that's got to
The Bulls have, and it's been plastered over social media that they have not been a very good team against the top teams in the league this year.
No.
Granted, they've been a good team overall.
Yeah.
They deserve to make the playoffs this year. I don't think they deserve to make it far. And the Bucks are fresh off a championship.
Red hot too.
They got the big
Yeah.
three. Drew
Coming
Holiday
in
just
cocky.
returned, so they got Chris Middleton,
Middleton,
Giannis, and Drew. And without Lonzo, the Bulls just don't have the defense they had earlier in this year.
Great.
And I don't think, and they don't have very good big men either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Patrick Williams is out for the year. I think he tore his meniscus or something early, and he was out. So it's not a good matchup for the Bulls, and I think that might be a sweep.
Yeah. Is there? You go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm looking at the 7-8 for the East, and I'm the Nets are a really scary 7.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's every year. Last year, what were they? The 2 or the 3?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is,
they
they
suck.
need to win against the Cavs
Yeah.
because they cannot be caught facing the Raptors if the Raptors end up pulling it out against the Sixers. Because if they end up playing the Raptors, then Kyrie's not going to be able to play.
Hottest
in
team in
Canada.
basketball, right there. The Boston Celtics.
You love
Dude,
to
you
see
can't
that.
you can't play them either. It's I'd rather lose that game.
Yeah, you have to be red hot to beat the Celtics right now. Celtics are on top.
Yeah.
They were sneaky too. The 1 and the 2, I did not think we were going to be the 1 and the 2 in this at all.
Heat, yeah.
I didn't think I didn't even know Heat were that good.
Yeah,
You know,
Heat are
when
surprise teams.
Tyler Harris still plays the Heat, right?
Yeah.
Did he get traded? I thought I saw somewhere.
He's going to win Sixth Man of the Year for sure.
Yeah, he's
averaging ridiculously good scoring
good.
numbers off the bench.
I
I think he's averaging 17 or 18.
yeah. I'm just I'm not in love with the NBA anymore. I don't know why. It's cool to see Ja Morant hitting 360 windmills and stuff.
I
like
think
that,
it's
but,
just because of how open everything is on social media. Nobody wants to go and watch an NBA game unless it's a playoff game or something. Because there's 82 games in a season, and because of that, you can watch all the highlights.
Yeah, you don't need to watch the whole game. You can see the best.
You'll
of
see the best
everything.
plays on
Yeah.
social media without even having to look them up. You'll see the scores to the game, on social media without having to look them up. It's just it's making sports in general a lot less desirable to watch because of how easily accessible they are.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing with many sports. Even when opening day happened, I usually hop in opening day, but I was just watching most of the highlights for that.
I'm an
Yeah,
Angels.
I
I'm an
agree.
Angels fan, so this is kind of off topic, but whenever obviously we live in Nebraska, and I don't get to watch the games that much. They played the Astros, and it was a great game. I think they split. I don't know if they won yesterday. They might have lost, but Mike Trout's back. He's actually playing. He hit his first home run of the year on Saturday. It's I'm kind of happy that when opening day happens, it's brightens me up. It makes me happy. When the NBA starts, it's Sweet, another GM year or like another like.
He's
another
really
LeBron.
not a LeBron fan.
Bro. People
Yeah,
get,
you were
don't get me
talking
wrong,
about
he's-
before.
We gotta have this conversation though.
The GOAT talk?
The GOAT talk, because this is huge in the concept that he is not it.
I don't think
And
it's
don't
fair
get
to
me
say
wrong.
that if he's not retired though.
You think he's how many more years?
Yo,
do you think
what if
he's
he
got?
plays 4 more years?
He's,
in
as soon as his son is in the NBA and he plays the first season with them, he's done.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Have you? He dropped 30 points a game this year.
Yeah, but when is his son? His son's gonna be in college in 2 years.
He's
No,
a-
his son
He'll be
is
in the
going to be
NBA
in
in 2
college
years.
in next year.
yeah. So he's a senior
He'll be in
this
the
year.
NBA.
No, he's in my class.
Yeah, so he'll be in college in 2 years.
Oh.
That's what I said. I said he'll be in college in 2
yeah.
years.
You said, yeah.
I said college in 2 years. But at the end of the day, it's like it's not like football. It's not like in the football sense you play 1 game a week and you get the week to recover.
And,
Yeah.
and what that also
But
means
this is
is
different.
each game means so much more in football.
Yeah. hmm
It-
And I think like it's a lot easier to have the GOAT, like obviously Tom Brady winning like
He's
seven
the
rings.
GOAT.
It's like
At
no
such a
one's
high
ever
age.
done it.
Yeah.
But also with the basketball, there's so many more statistics that go into it, and it's like, yeah, if you call Tom Brady the GOAT, you have to call Michael Jordan the GOAT of basketball because 6-0 in the finals. Brady's what 7-2, 7-3. Eagles,
Chiefs.
Eagles, Giants, and Giants.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't listen to Chiefs.
He does Giants twice in the Super Bowl.
Eli Manning beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
What a guy.
And Nick Foles in the Super Bowl too.
A little
Yeah.
Philly
But
special.
I think it's just like with Tom Brady getting to the Super Bowl as much as he has, and he's been dominant the whole time. Don't get me wrong, LeBron's been dominant too, and the factor that plays in is they can hit LeBron and MJ have played in 2 completely different eras.
Yeah, I was
of
about to say that.
basketball.
Okay.
The areas are
I
completely
think if
different.
we're going to use the Tom Brady debate, and I don't want to get deep into this,
No, we
but one thing you have to kind of look at is coaching is important in basketball.
It's way more important.
Coaching is
Yeah.
way more important in football.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, without a doubt, is a top 3,
Oh.
top 2, maybe the best head coach of all time.
Probably, I'd say
100%.
I'd say he's top. I'd say he's
One of the most winning, if not the most winning head coaches of all time.
Yeah.
And they've always had a good GM who
Yeah.
puts a supporting team around someone like Tom Brady. So,
LeBron's
granted,
GM.
I just said Lom because LeBrady and Tom. Tom Brady's an excellent player. He
Yes.
always has been. But
So
you
LeBron.
can't win Super Bowls just for being an excellent player.
Same
Right.
case with LeBron.
Yes, but also no. Like
I mean, in
he
all the- in
made
all
it.
the-
He made it to a finals
By
with-
himself, true.
in 2018, and
Because it's the same
You
thing
don't
about
have to
Brady
agree
when
with
he won
me.
it with the Bucks.
2018 LeBron was the greatest NBA player to ever step
Yeah,
on a court.
hands down. Because that was his most dominant year.
Oh, without a doubt.
But hear me out. If you make that argument about LeBron being, I'm going to go back to the Tom Brady thing, about LeBron carrying a team to the finals, and he didn't win the finals that year. Let
Yeah.
me know that he played against the Warriors super team. You could argue that Tom Brady did it when he was at the Bucks.
Well,
That's really debatable.
that's because he has
It's-
such
it's
a good
kinda-
Tom Brady-
it's
Tom
kinda
Brady
the-
had
kinda the
such a
same
good team
though.
behind him.
This
If
was
you
this
think
was
about
the reigning before the year Tom Brady came in. The reigning #1 run defense in the league.
True.
All right.
Yes.
And we've seen Tom Brady attracts people to want to go to that team. He signs, then you see Gronk come out of retirement. You see someone like
He has that
Antonio
influence.
Brown
He
come
has that
over.
influence.
You see people like Leonard Fournette. You see Richard Sherman. You see all these players want to go play with Tom Brady because they know that Tom Brady comes with that winning mentality.
Yeah, he had so many good players on his team. I just don't think you can really compare
Pair
him.
him.
Yeah.
Fair. I think in some cases they are comparable, but I guess like
Yeah,
that case, the 2018 LeBron case is different. I mean, like, you know, he had like Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith. Like his team wasn't bad. It
His
wasn't
team was bad.
awful.
His
it
team
wasn't.
was bad.
It was
It
mid.
was-
It was
it was-
mid. It was mid.
I'd give it
his
mid.
team was
I'd
good.
I would give it
mid
mid
at best.
But
Mid at
he
best.
made that mid team great.
He did. I would say he carried that
Just
team
himself.
all the way. Just him.
But don't get me wrong. I just like when people compare the two, and don't get me wrong, I compare the two all the time. And I'm an MJ guy. Don't get me wrong. I didn't live during MJ's time, but like 6-0 in the finals, and then you can make the argument, oh, Bill Russell's 11-0 in the finals. Yeah, okay,
Alright.
but they played in completely different eras of basketball.
So we had we have LeBron,
Yeah.
All right, we have Tristan Thompson. Dwayne Wade wasn't playing this year. Isaiah Thomas wasn't playing this year. Derrick Rose wasn't playing this year. They were lost in the bench and eventually got traded. Larry Nance was really young. Didn't do a whole bunch. Seti Osman was just a rotational piece. Kevin Love was a good player.
Is this the 2018 Cavs?
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Love was good
really
player.
good.
He got up until he got hurt that year.
Kyle Korver,
Great 3-point shooter.
kind of like a spark plug 3-point shooter off the bench.
Yes. Easily one of the
Rodney Hood barely played.
Yeah.
George Hill played
Decent
a
amount
pretty
just
good
'cause
piece.
the team was.
But he's a veteran point guard. You're going to get a couple assists out of him. He's not like some crazy scoring piece. Jeff Green, I don't know how, but he's just always like above average. Jay Crowder, great 3-and-D wing player. Jordan Clarkson wasn't much of anything at that point. And then Jose Calderon, who I don't even think played.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that pretty of a
3
roster.
guys on that team that helped that team.
I would say
Crowder and Hill. Maybe.
I would say Kevin Love.
I would say-
Kevin
Oh,
Love
yeah,
was
but
probably
yeah,
parts
yeah, yeah.
to
But
it.
Love definitely carried that team with
dude,
LeBron. Not
the
as much,
Cavs
though.
get to that finals without Kevin Love. He did get hurt in that conference game.
I say.
I don't think they beat the Celtics.
That's
Didn't
what I
the
said.
Celtics game go to 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that Kevin Love support was
Yeah.
really what drove it.
It's different.
I mean, because like LeBron's good, but he's not that good. Like,
That was
Eh,
his
no,
good-
he
that,
is
that year.
that
That
good.
year he was that
I
good.
don't
he
think
dropped
he could've
50,
done it. I
He
don't
dropped
think he
50
could've.
in the first game of the finals.
No, that year, if you watched any of his playoff games, he had like, everyone's seen the game-winning floater like off the backboard
Yeah.
against the Raptors.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was not just beating these teams in the playoffs. He was like tearing teams apart, and it looked like it was him against 5 players from the way he was playing. He was all over the court. And we need to slowly transition out of this LeBron GOAT talk, but he was all over the court, and I don't think I've ever will see a better streak of basketball played by a single human.
Easily. Okay, back to the Lakers, but this was a super team. However, it wasn't technically a super team with Anthony Davis not even playing half the season. That killed them.
It was a super senior team. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Fair. But when everyone thought Russ was coming over, people said that, Russ might not fit the scheme. Russ didn't fit the scheme, and Russ sucked.
Yeah, because the thing is,
They were better with Rondo.
okay, that's questionable. Would I rather have Rondo or Russ?
You
Russ?
can't have 2 superpowers on the team.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't have a player like Russ and then LeBron and AD on the court at the same time.
Can't.
But like, if Russ is your 6th man and he comes on when LeBron and AD come off, that would be a much more successful team. But you can't pay someone $47 million to be
sit
the
on the
6th
bench
man.
or
Yeah.
something. And I think that was the deal with, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I feel like that would have fit the Lakers better this year if,
I
Russ
would
came
agree.
off the bench. And they paid Russ way too much money.
Mm-hmm.
And I
They
think
just had
that
money to
if
spend.
they had, like LeBron has said this, I would want to play with Steph Curry.
Steph Curry,
Except I think it will never happen.
he just
No.
signed a huge extension. I
Yeah,
don't see it
they'll
happening
never
either.
play.
It'll never happen. But
Unless they draft Bronny.
I was about to say that's the only way that happens.
Steph would, how do I say this? Steph and LeBron counter each other's weaknesses.
Because Steph is
shoots
one
the
of
three ball way better than LeBron does, but LeBron drives way better than Curry does. And LeBron and Russ are the same person at different positions, except LeBron shoots the 3-ball way better. But they both drive.
Another
And,
thing-
you don't even need to guard the 3-point line at that point.
Another thing that, especially this year, has been coming up in talks is Steph is like heavily improving his defense as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But the thing about Steph is with a playmaker as good as LeBron, if you pair him with someone like Steph, who's such a good off-ball shooter, he gets open. He's running around until he gets, and he can take contested shots. I don't see a matchup of 2 players like that not winning at least like 2 rings, no matter how old they are.
It was sitting with Katie and Curry.
If they met up in 2-3 years, I still think they could win 1-2 rings together.
Yeah, fair.
100%.
It's gonna I think that teams might tank the next 2 years.
Yeah, but if you're the Lakers,
Tank.
You got it.
I don't necessarily say tank.
You have to tank the next 2
Their
years.
entire roster was 1-year deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think maybe besides Malik Monk, I think Austin Reeves played pretty well.
Yeah.
I think Malik Monk,
LeBron, obviously.
Austin Reeves, and then if he wants to come back, LeBron are really the only pieces you could keep.
Is he
besides
done-
maybe
is he done
Anthony
after this year?
Davis.
Is LeBron done after this year?
No, he signed an extension, but
Okay.
I just don't see him.
I don't know.
I don't know if he'd want to continue to play there.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to change. He can't. He can't.
Where
I
would he
think
go?
Where would he go?
People have been saying Cleveland.
go back to Cleveland.
I mean, that
Again.
wouldn't be a bad play.
No.
Mm-mm.
Because that's the
Colin
one
Sexton?
position
No.
that they're like not amazing at right now.
Sexton, is Colin Sexton,
He's a point guard.
he's still with Cavs?
Yeah.
Okay.
He tore his meniscus earlier in
Yeah.
the year, so he's out. And that's when Darius Garland started playing really well.
Mhm.
But I mean, they have great guard play. They have great big men. They have Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They got Karis LeVert now.
Question.
What's up?
Do the Suns get it done?
They're my favorite. I would definitely say so.
I think they. Yes.
Yes.
I genuinely, and I feel kind of gross saying this. I think their biggest threat is legitimately the Clippers.
In that division?
No, just
in the
in the conference, because I think overall their biggest threat is probably the Bucks.
Again?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
maybe the Nets, because I don't know who they have that could cover KD besides.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Michael Bridges or
Mikal.
Bridges.
Played it.
He could
Where did he
guard
play?
like the 1 through 4.
Did he play Nova?
I'm not sure Villanova.
Yeah.
He might have.
Because they're so.
He's an excellent defender. I personally think
Rui Hachimura.
I personally think he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. He's had an outstanding defensive year, but I don't see how you can cover KD and Kyrie consistently for 4 whole games.
Fair.
Yeah,
For
I think
7 whole
that's
games, even.
definitely gonna be a key factor for the Nets.
I think honestly, the Nets stay healthy, they have a really good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But 76ers, they're kind of a dark horse.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously.
But Harden really has not been playing well.
good.
Uh-uh.
No.
That has not been a good trade for them. And they gave up Drummond and Seth Curry.
Yeah. What happened with Simmons with his back?
He's supposed to be back for the first round.
What happened though? Like, why hasn't he been playing? I saw that, but what did he do?
I
Did
don't
he do
really
it in Philly
know.
or did he do it in?
I just feel like he's just kind of holding out. He's still just
fair.
kind of like doesn't want to play basketball.
Ben Simmons is kind of a baby.
I agree with that.
But altogether in the West, I'm looking top 3 teams in order. I'd say Suns. I don't know if I'd say Warriors. I'm definitely not saying Nuggets because it got confirmed yesterday that Murray and MPJ aren't coming back.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably Suns, Clippers.
I think the Nuggets got out of that first round.
You think they're beating the Warriors?
Yeah.
I'd say Nuggets or not Nuggets. I'd say Suns, Clippers, Warriors in order for the West, and for the East,
Okay.
I'd probably say in order Bucks, probably Nets, and then Celtics.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna pick, Miles? Top 3 each.
I agree. Bucks number 1 for East. I'd say Celtics 2, then Nets 7, just with how hot.
So you guys don't like the Heat?
Let me go.
I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
In the West, give me the Suns. Give me the Grizzlies. Give me the
The
Clippers.
Grizzlies. I would agree with you. West.
In the East, give me the Celtics at 1 for my favorite. Give me the Nets and give me the Heat. I just don't. With the Bucks, like, it's so hit or miss. It's like, if Giannis and Chris and Drew play really, really well, they will go to the finals. They will win the East.
But they
But
have
it's the
all,
fact-
they've
it's the fact that they have
they've
to win.
all consistently played well in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that will get them, if they play consistently well.
I think their X factor is Grayson Allen, 100%.
I can't
If he can
I can't
injure-
stand
if
the
he
guy,
can
but like,
injure
he's
enough
so
players.
good.
He is really good.
You love to hate him, but he's such a good player.
Yeah,
like you
fair.
can't deny it. Like, I mean, I hate him, but I love him at the same time. You know, just like that swagger he has on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on to March Madness. Obviously the tournament's been over for about a week now.
2 weeks.
Um,
So glad Villanova lost. Can't stand them. Glad they're done. I hate Colin Gillespie. Can't stand Jay Wright. I just, it's good when they come to Omaha because they get heckled out of their minds when they played CHI. But yeah, I'm so glad they lost.
Yeah.
Sad to
Rock
see.
Chalk Jayhawk.
It was hard to see Duke lose.
Yeah.
Especially with that
it
whole
was tough.
Seeing Coach
the
K
whole
as
Coach K
last game.
storyline. Yeah.
Everyone thought he was
Seeing
gonna-
them lose his last home game and then seeing him lose.
Did you see what the Duke players did after they lost?
I did not.
They walked right to the locker room.
Seriously?
They didn't even check the UNC hand. Like Coach K was the only Duke player. Duke.
Well, I mean, what did
The
they expect?
coaching staff went out, and it was Coach K and one player, and that was it.
Seriously.
What did they expect?
It's
Just
a
to give
respect.
them
It's
the
a
win?
respect thing, though.
Yeah.
It's like they beat you.
No, I'm not
Duke was
talking
up
like,
5
yeah.
with a minute left, and they choked that game hard.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
killer.
up 5 with a minute left, it's free throws.
I'm
UNC just taking out Coach K. Don't even care.
Who did you guys want to win in the championship?
In my
Rock
bracket,
Chalk.
I had
Rock
Kansas going the whole way.
I mean, if Kobe Hatcher was in here, Kobe hates KU like with a passion. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good because it makes Creighton look very good.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that too. Creighton's
Because
gonna.
that was
go-
our closest game.
Because Nova got stomped
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, what did we lose by, like 3 or 4?
7.
7.
Well, that's because like we were down 2 with a minute left, and we threw.
Oh
three,
yeah,
and
that's right.
then
That's right.
They came down, hit 3, went up 5, and then we went down bricked, and then they shot a 2.
Yeah, so
we
that
lost by
looks really
7, but I
good.
mean, with
That's-
the team we had, like make it to the round of 32. Excuse me, and losing by 7 is to KU
Yeah.
To
is
the
not
champions,
bad.
yeah.
Like, the team I was kind of surprised that went that far. Obviously, UNC. Like I didn't think they were even. Elite
St.
Eight bound.
Roberts. Or not
St.
Roberts.
St. Peter's. Yeah,
St.
yeah,
Peter's.
yeah.
Doug.
Duggart.
You see he's transferring to
What was it? I just saw it. I just looked it
You
up.
just told us Brian, right?
Isn't it Bryant University? No.
Bryant. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's Bryant.
Yeah, he like after the last game, like 2 days later, he's like, it was a great run, but I'm transferring.
The Big East.
No, the thing
Big
is though,
East
if you get that kind of
You
recognition,
gotta
you have an opportunity to go to a bigger program.
Yeah.
and expand.
I respect it.
The Big East is gonna be stacked.
Huh?
Shaheem Holloway is another coach at St. Hall.
Yeah.
Seton Hall. Big East is gonna be stacked.
Yeah, I was looking at this Big East.
Like,
The
I
whole
think a couple
team.
St. Peter's players might transfer. They haven't decided yet. Like a couple of them were there actually at his press conference at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
Dude, the Big East is so good. It's like it could legitimately be a Power 5 school in basketball.
I'd say so.
I'd say more than the SEC.
More than SEC.
Yeah, in basketball wise.
I don't know.
I'd say so. Seeing after everything
Just
that's
how
happening with them.
or the Big Ten. You know how inconsistent the Big Ten is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Especially with how
okay.
terrible Lincoln is.
It's
Question:
just the whole Big Ten.
Do you guys think Chet outperformed or underperformed your
Easily.
expectations for the way he played? In the
I had them going to the Final Four, and they lost in the Sweet 16.
I didn't ask about Gonzaga. I asked about Chet though.
Chet is the team. If Chet plays good, the team plays good.
They still have some pretty important players.
Dude, they
on that
have
team, though.
studs. Hunter, I was kind of surprised how much he played this year.
Yeah, I agree.
As an Omaha guy, it's
Yeah,
fun
he
seeing
got
it.
like 10, 12 minutes a
He
game.
played minutes.
No,
Yeah.
But it's just
Chucky played,
Whole,
and he played good.
yeah, but he lost when he got hurt.
He was
they
like
lost.
outshining Johnny Davis in some games.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, when he got hurt, they lost that game.
Yeah.
They were not going to win that game. What was I going to say? I just think when Chet underperforms and he can't get going, the shooting can't get going for Gonzaga. Because it's an inside-out perception that
Yeah.
Mark Few has. Last year was outside-in with, what's his name? He had the half court against UCLA last year. What's his name?
Oh,
I
Jalen
know
Suggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was outside-in last year. This year it's inside-out.
Yeah.
So, and I think that, like, with the inside-out perspective, you have to have the dribble drive kick-out aspect. And they, like, don't get me wrong, some games they did, but they're also in the Big West.
Yeah.
So they can put up 90 a game and,
Win.
yeah, like, but when they played Arkansas, it was a good defensive team, and they couldn't get out inside-out.
Arkansas is looking amazing next year. Did you
That's
see
the
recruits they're
only
pulling?
SEC team that has,
They have
Yeah.
some
Consistent.
dogs next year.
yeah.
You know who else played really well in the tournament, or at least I thought he did, was Paulo.
Yeah.
I thought Paulo outperformed his expectations.
Oh, easily. Once
was doing his thing.
Once they got him like not cramping anymore. I watched like the little snippet they had of that.
Yeah.
He has to drink like some special, like he can't drink the water.
Yeah,
He
he
has to
gets
drink
liquid
something
IV.
special.
Liquid IV.
He gets
Oh.
liquid IV in the game. Like it's a liquid IV like water substitute. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're drinking the
Yeah.
liquid IV. It's like it has different just chemicals in it to prevent the cramps because he sweats so much.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he loses, like,
What
7
was
to
it?
8
Yeah,
pounds.
it's like
7,
7
8
8 pounds in
Yeah.
a game. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was like he had to drink some special fluid.
That's insane.
But Yeah, I think he easily overperformed.
Mm-hmm. But I think overall, maybe this is debatable. I think the best performer of the whole tournament was Jaden Ivey.
You think Doug?
He was insane.
I want to say Doug just because it's St. Peter's, but like, I
But St. Peter's as a team played really well.
Yeah, he was top 3.
Jaden Ivey was.
He's not 3.
Yeah, no, he was. I think he solidified himself as like a top 4 to 5 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, and I think the Big Ten strikes again. Everyone had him go in the Final Four. Same with Iowa.
Big Ten
loses the second, third round.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the Big Ten.
Big Ten's not it. They need to have a rebuild.
The whole conference.
The whole conference.
Conferences, I guess, that just underperformed, like the Big Ten. Like, that's awful.
Yeah.
What? The farthest team that made it for them?
Michigan?
No, Purdue.
Purdue made it farther than Michigan?
Yeah. Elite 8.
Yeah, Purdue did, yeah.
No, Sweet 16. Because St. Peter's lost in the Elite 8 to UNC.
Yeah.
So, Sweet 16. Oh, no, Michigan made it to the Sweet 16, too.
Yeah, so it was Michigan.
Both of them.
Oh.
But I feel like Michigan just played better. Michigan played better competition.
I had Michigan lose the first round. So.
I did too against CSU.
I had him beating CSU and then
I didn't
lose
lose
the next
it.
round. But
that game didn't look like
all
they were going to win for most of the game.
And then Michigan came
back.
back.
Like a 10-0 run.
I was so mad.
I was so happy.
Starting
I went 2-0 the first
L.
2 picks and like lost. I think three straight.
I think
Sorry, I think I won. I did really well on the first day and was awful the second.
I did terrible first day, 3 in a row, just off.
Wow.
I don't know. I think it was a good March Madness year.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I definitely say so. Seeing the Cinderella team go so far.
Yeah, I think obviously that's just great for
everybody loves seeing that.
And the money making aspect.
Yeah, but
it goes to show teams what Kentucky is allowed in their basketball program and what St. Peter's is allowed. The Heider Center is bigger than St. Peter's gym. Mm-hmm. And it's super cool to see teams like that go very very far. Because those players don't get opportunities on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
Shaquem Holloway, now the coach at Seton Hall. Doug transfers. A lot of those players are going to play Power 5 Division I basketball.
Yeah. That's
good to see.
Just because of the sense of exposure.
Yeah, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
But I think it was good for the Blue Bloods to be back in the Final Four. We hadn't had that in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't like that?
You mean, are we talking about Duke?
Blue Bloods.
Oh.
Would you count Villanova as a Blue Blood now?
I would say so.
Yeah, I would. I mean, with
when I think of the top basketball teams.
Yeah, you think.
I would say if I'm naming off basketball teams, they're gonna be somewhere from 5 to 7 probably.
Yeah, I was watching an interview.
Gonzaga, Duke.
I would not say Gonzaga's a Blue Blood.
You don't think so?
No, not even close.
I think
close,
so.
But not that much.
I think just because of their sense of recruiting over the past. But have you seen their teams of the past couple years?
The KU team is really, really good too. I mean, the Kentucky team.
And they made it to the Final Four.
Lost. They're not a Blue. I don't consider Kentucky a Blue Blood.
Wow. What is this? Is this just Kansas and Duke?
No, KU, Duke, UNC, and this is not just because of this year in Villanova. I'd say Villanova is more of a Blue Blood than.
I think Arkansas is going to start hitting the map, though.
Arkansas definitely is. 100%.
Easily. They're so good at so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all right at football. They're all right.
Yeah.
They're really good this year. But baseball, oh my. Buddies over there in Little Rock or Fayetteville, they're nice. Very good.
College baseball is nice.
Yeah. I just like college baseball. I know we're getting off topic, but it's so much more fun than MLB. Especially because living in Omaha. Yeah. Living in Omaha, it's just a lot more fun because you get to see these teams that come to you and you get to see them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's really fun. The college sports are just better than professional sports, in my opinion.
I'd say so too.
The passions.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing for money. I mean, they are now, but I mean.
Yeah, it's still
to an extent. But I mean, that's really it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, sir.
You guys all have a great day.
Tag, you're it.
Why do you have to say that every